What does it actually take to live like the ultra-wealthy? Most people think millionaires and billionaires live the same lifestyle, just with bigger numbers. But after analysing the daily routines of over 50 ultra-high net worth individuals, I discovered something shocking. The difference between a millionaire's day and a billionaire's day isn't just about money. It's about an entirely different relationship with time, power, and reality itself. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through an actual day in the life of both groups, and by the end, you'll understand why billionaires don't just have more money. They literally live in a different world. Before we dive in, let's establish the playing field. When I say millionaire, I'm talking about someone worth $10 to $50 million, enough to live luxuriously but still conscious of their spending. A billionaire? We're talking about someone with at least $1 billion in assets, where money becomes almost meaningless and influence becomes everything. The millionaire still checks their bank account. The billionaire has people who manage their money so they never have to think about it. But here's where it gets interesting. Their daily routines reveal something much deeper about how extreme wealth actually works. Let's start where every day begins, waking up. Our millionaire rises at 4:30 a.m. in their $8 million Malibu estate. They've got a personal trainer arriving at 5 a.m., followed by a nutritionist-prepared breakfast. This costs them about $2,000 per day in health and wellness services. But here's the difference. They're still setting their own alarm. Our billionaire? They don't set alarms. They have a morning coordinator, essentially a human alarm clock who manages their sleep cycles, monitors their REM patterns, and wakes them at the optimal moment. This person makes $200,000 a year just to manage one person's sleep schedule. The billionaire's morning routine happens across 3 different time zones simultaneously. While they're waking up in New York, their team in London is already executing decisions made the night before, and their Hong Kong office is preparing tomorrow's agenda. The millionaire hits their home gym, a $500,000 setup with commercial-grade equipment. They work with a trainer who charges $300 per session, focusing on longevity and performance optimization. The billionaire? They don't just work out, they undergo human optimization protocols. We're talking about cryotherapy chambers, hyperbaric oxygen treatments, and IV vitamin drips administered by a team of medical professionals. Their daily health regimen costs more than most people's annual salary, around $5,000 per day. But here's the kicker. While the millionaire is focused on personal fitness, the billionaire's health routine is designed around cognitive enhancement. They're not just trying to live longer, they're trying to think faster, process more information, and maintain peak mental performance for 18-hour workdays. This is where the real difference becomes apparent. The millionaire starts their day with CNBC, the Wall Street Journal, and maybe some industry publications. They're consuming information that's already public. The billionaire receives what I call pre-market intelligence, information that hasn't hit the public yet. They have analysts who provide briefings on geopolitical events, market movements, and economic indicators before they become news. They're not just reading about what happened, they're getting briefed on what's about to happen. One billionaire I researched has a team of 12 people whose only job is to synthesize global information into a 15-minute morning briefing. That's $2.4 million per year just for a morning news summary. The millionaire's transportation choices are still impressive. Maybe a $300,000 Bentley for local trips, and they might charter a private jet for important business travel, spending around $10,000 per flight hour. But the billionaire's transportation is about time optimization, not luxury. They don't choose between a car or a plane. They use whatever gets them there fastest. Helicopter to the airport, private jet to the destination, another helicopter to the final location. Time is literally more valuable than money. One tech billionaire I studied has a transportation coordinator who maps out the most time-efficient routes using real-time traffic data, weather patterns, and airspace availability. They'll spend $50,000 on transportation in a single day just to save 2 hours. Here's where the fundamental difference becomes crystal clear. The millionaire is still actively involved in their business operations. They're in meetings, making decisions, reviewing contracts. They're working in their wealth. The billionaire is working on systems that generate wealth automatically. They're not in operational meetings. They're in strategic sessions about acquiring entire industries, influencing policy, or creating new markets. While the millionaire might be negotiating a $10 million deal, the billionaire is having conversations about reshaping entire economic sectors. Their decisions don't just affect their wealth, they affect global markets. The millionaire's lunch might be at an exclusive restaurant, maybe $500 per person at a Michelin-starred establishment, networking with other successful entrepreneurs and investors. The billionaire's lunch is a different category entirely. They're not networking, they're coordinating. Lunch might be on a $200 million yacht with heads of state, discussing infrastructure projects that will reshape entire countries. Or it's a private dinner with other billionaires where they decide which technologies get funded and which don't. These aren't social meals. They're power consolidation sessions disguised as lunch. The millionaire is actively managing their investment portfolio, maybe working with a wealth management team, reviewing real estate opportunities, or considering art purchases in the $100,000 to $1 million range. The billionaire's investments operate on a completely different scale. They're not buying assets, they're buying influence. A $50 million art purchase isn't about appreciation, it's about access to cultural institutions and the social networks that control them. Their investment decisions can literally create or destroy entire industries. When they invest in a technology, it doesn't just grow, it becomes the standard that everyone else has to follow. Even personal time reveals the wealth gap. The millionaire's family activities might include private tutors for their children, exclusive summer camps, and luxury family vacations that cost $50,000 per trip. The billionaire's family time involves creating generational systems. Their children aren't just getting the best education, they're being prepared to manage global influence. Private tutors who are former ambassadors, summer programs that are essentially junior diplomat training, and family vacations that are actually relationship-building exercises with other powerful families. The millionaire's evening might involve charity events, exclusive social gatherings, or high-end cultural events. They're participating in elite society. The billionaire's evening obligations are about shaping society. They're not attending charity galas. They're deciding which causes get funded and which don't. They're not going to cultural events. They're determining which artists and institutions get support. Their social calendar isn't about entertainment. It's about influence distribution. The millionaire winds down with perhaps some light reading, maybe a glass of expensive wine, and planning for tomorrow's schedule. The billionaire's end-of-day routine involves reviewing global developments that happened while they were focused on other things, receiving briefings from their international teams, and making decisions that will be implemented while they sleep. They don't plan their own tomorrow. They have teams planning the next quarter while they focus on the next decade. So what did we learn? The difference between millionaire and billionaire daily routines isn't just about scale. It's about fundamental relationship with reality. The millionaire is still living in the same world as everyone else, just with better access to it. They're playing the same game with better equipment. The billionaire is playing a completely different game. They're not just wealthy, they're operating in a parallel reality where they don't just have money, they have the power to reshape the world around them. Here's the breakdown. Our millionaire's daily routine costs approximately $15,000 per day to maintain. Our billionaire's daily routine costs approximately $200,000 per day, but generates influence and returns that make that investment irrelevant. The millionaire is optimizing for lifestyle. The billionaire is optimizing for legacy. If this glimpse into the ultra-wealthy lifestyle fascinated you, make sure to subscribe to Rich Life Reports for more deep dives into how extreme wealth actually works. And let me know in the comments, which surprised you more? The millionaire's routine or the billionaires? Next week, we're exploring the secret investment strategies that only the top 0.01% have access to. You won't want to miss it.